What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream, guys. Appreciate you being here as always. We got a little three-game slate to talk about today. We had a two-gamer last night. We got 3 games today. As always, guys, I appreciate you tuning in for the next 30 minutes or so. We're just gonna talk through this slate, answer your questions, break down everything. Obviously, with these playoff slates, nothing really changes. There's gonna not really be any news. The only news we're waiting on is Maxi Kleber, who's questionable, which I think actually matters a little bit because he did play a ton of minutes last game. But yeah, 3-game slate should be a fun one. Excited to break this down with you guys. As always, if you have questions, throw them in the chat, and I'll just answer any questions you guys got over the next 30 minutes or so. What's up, Patrick? What's up, my man? Appreciate you being here as always, Patrick. I need some wins, man. I was literally in 6th place on Yahoo cashing with Melo, Gordon, MPJ. Fell all the way out of the cash. God, that sucks, Chris. That sucks, my man. I mean, last night went absolutely terrible for me. My DK lineup had 6 snowflakes in it. Literally the only bright spot in my DK lineup was Dame. I did play Dame on Draftkings last night, but the rest was just total shit. I mean, I had just everything. Jimmy Butler, Brooke Lopez, I like for value. He sucked. I played Austin Rivers. He sucked. I mean, it was just so bad. Pretty sure my lineup scored like 215 or something. Am I in a glitch as Noah started up yet? Yeah, we should be live, I think. We should be live. How you feel about CP3 tonight? I think CP3, he's in play. I do like him. He made my sheet on Patreon. He's in play for me. It's just I am a little bit worried about Chris Paul just because we don't exactly know, if he's 100%. If you watched that game last game, after he got injured, like he did not look 100%. He like his shots were off. He was turning the ball over a lot. He's riskier than he normally would be, but I would assume that Chris Paul is good to go here. I still do like him. It's just I think, with the injury concern, not knowing if he's 100%, that makes him slightly risky, but he's still in play for me. Now, if I can get to Devin Booker, I think I feel better about Devin Booker. But yeah, Chris Paul's definitely viable. What's up, Noah? Let's get it. Hey, King Carter. Let's get it, my man. Let's get it. Luka or Harden? Give me Luka over Harden. The coach is trash. Why are they bearing Tyler Hero on the bench? None shouldn't be starting over Dragic, and Iggy needs to play more to help on defense. I mean, Spoelstra's a pretty good coach. I don't want to say that, I could do a better job than he does, so I'm not really going to comment on that. But yeah, Tyler Hero, I mean, so far, he hasn't played much at all. Like these first 2 games in the playoffs, he played like 19 minutes their first game, and then last night, I don't think he played much at all either. One of the ugliest slates of the season. Yeah, last night was just super low scoring. Like I don't even know what the winning lineup was last night. Like I didn't even care. I knew my night was over. Especially after that first game, like that ugly blowout, like I knew my night was probably going to be over. I mean, Jimmy Butler was super, super popular, but, I still played him, and I wasn't in a good shape after that. How you feel about Chris Paul? Think injury will hold him back? Does that make campaign a lock? I mean, I don't think that's really going to impact campaign. Like, I still think Paul plays his normal minutes, so the only thing I worry about is, maybe Chris Paul isn't very aggressive. Like, maybe he just goes out there and just tries to, get a bunch of assists. Maybe he's not taking a ton of shots. That's my only concern. I don't think he's going to play like 30 minutes though. I would assume if Chris Paul is playing, he's going to get his full minutes. Playoff Rondo, yeah. I mean Rondo, yeah, he was good last game. He played like 24 minutes. He played the most out of all the guards, out of all the point guards. He played more than Patrick Beverley. He played more than Reggie Jackson. I mean, I like Rondo. I think if I was going to play one of those Clippers guards, I'd definitely go with him. If he gets like 24 minutes again, we know Rondo can be productive when he's out there. So yeah, I definitely have interest in Rondo. Are Harden and Kevin Durant a good pair up tonight? I mean, I don't know if I'd play those 2 guys together. Me personally, I don't really like any of the Nets studs outside of Kevin Durant. Like, I don't really like Harden that much at his price. I'd rather play Luka. I'd rather play guys like Kawhi and Tatum, LeBron. But KD, I think, still a little bit too cheap. If I had to play one of the big 3 from Brooklyn, it would definitely be Kevin Durant for me. I had Dame and no more fires, still cash games, got half my money back, got so lucky. Yeah, I had Dame. That was like the one bright spot in my lineup, Mark. But outside of Dame, it was terrible. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm fading all the Lakers. I mean, I don't think that's crazy. Like, I don't think there's any must plays from the Lakers. Obviously, LeBron, on a short slate's a good pay up option, but there's plenty of other studs to go to over LeBron and AD. Who do you think wins the games tonight? I mean, I don't bet on games, but just my prediction. Honestly, I'm going to say all the teams that lost last game win tonight. So I got Boston, Lakers, and then Clippers. That's gonna be my picks. I'm a Lakers fan, so I definitely want the Lakers to win. And I'm worried about the Lakers. I'll be honest. I mean, we've seen this before where LeBron he gets down in these playoff games and then he just surges back. But man, this Suns team is good. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers lose this series. What's up, Go? How you feel about Powell if Kleber sits? I don't know if that really impacts Powell too much. We have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup. If they do start Powell and then they move Porzingis to power forward, then yeah, I would definitely like Powell. But if they start Porzingis at the 5 and then maybe Josh Richardson starts, I don't know what they're going to do. The starting lineup will be important, I think. Dragic and Dedmon need to start next game. I think that's a bit of a overreaction. Dragic, yeah, probably Dragic should be starting, but Dedmon, Dedmon played well. Maybe they start Dedmon alongside Bam. I guess they could do that. But Dedmon's not going to start in place of Bam. That's not going to happen. Luka or Tatum? I'd probably say Tatum for the savings, but it's definitely close between those two. I got PG in my lineup. He never plays good for me. Yeah, Paul George, one of those guys. I don't feel like I ever get him right either. I think the one time I did get Paul George right, there's been a couple times this season where Kawhi's been out and Paul George has actually done really well. But he feels like he busts whenever I play him. I feel you there. Rondo always plays well when the game's televised. Yeah, people say that. People say that Rondo he does really well when he's playing on national TV. I don't think that really matters. I don't think you can, does Rondo even care? I don't know. I think Rondo's a good value though, regardless of if the game's on national TV or not. What value do you like? I'm looking to Rondo, not sure who else. I like Rondo. I like Jay Crowder again. Jay Crowder got in foul trouble last game, which definitely hurt him. He would have played more minutes, but he got in foul trouble. I like going back to Jay Crowder. I like Nicholas Batum. He played 32 minutes off the bench last game. If Batum gets around 30 minutes again, he's a good value in my opinion. Maxi Kleber started and played 36 minutes, so if he's able to play and he starts again, I like Maxi Kleber. There's actually some value plays today. None of these guys are great values. None of them you don't have a ton of confidence in, but Jay Crowder, Rondo, Batum, Kleber, I like those guys for value. Do you like PG-13 or Booker more? I'd probably give the edge to Booker, but it's definitely close between the two. Suns are extremely solid. Wouldn't be surprised to see them in the finals. Yeah, I think if the Lakers lose, the Suns are going to be the team that I kind of root for. I love seeing, these guys like Devin Booker, finally in a playoff stage. I love seeing him play well, finally in the playoffs. Trae Young finally getting to show, what he's able to do in the playoffs. I'm kind of rooting for these, these teams that we've never seen in the playoffs before. I'm rooting for them. I'm a Lakers fan. I hope the Lakers win, but yeah, if they get eliminated, I hope the Suns, pull it out. I'd love to see, Devin Booker, Chris Paul in the finals. That'd be awesome. Would you swap off a CP3 for Kemba on Yahoo? Right now, Kemba's in my Yahoo lineup, so I would say yes, but it kind of depends. I have Devin Booker in my Yahoo lineup as well, and I don't know if I want to play Devin Booker and Chris Paul together, so I'd probably go Kemba there, but it is definitely close. Rondo or Ibaka, concerned about Ibaka's low minutes? Yeah, I would definitely take Rondo. Ibaka was really productive last game. He averaged 2 fantasy points per minute, but he only played 12 minutes, so if they're not going to give Ibaka more than 12 to 15 minutes, it's really tough to roster him. So, yeah, I'd give that to Rondo, definitely. Will Kemba bounce back or is he a fade? I'd be willing to say he bounces back. Him and Tatum I like a good amount tonight. You basically got floor games from Tatum and Kemba last time. Both of them literally had floor games, especially Kemba. He was in foul trouble. He just never got things going. I'd be willing to bet that those two guys put up a big game tonight. So I definitely like Kemba, and I like Tatum as well. PG or Booker? Yeah, give me Booker there, but it is close for sure. If Kleber is out, would you consider Batum a value play? He played 32 minutes game one. I don't think Kleber, if Kleber gets ruled out, I don't think that really matters for Batum because they're not on the same team. But I like Kleber for value. If Kleber is not playing, then yeah, you could definitely just play Batum for a little bit more salary. Been watching ESPN today. The story is Clippers will put Kawhi at a mixture of others. George Batum on Luka tonight could limit Luka's upside. Why didn't they do that last game is my question. I mean, you would think Kawhi and PG would be the two primary defenders on Luka anyway, but yeah, I'd still like Luka regardless. I don't think Luka's such a just ball dominant, high usage player that no matter who's guarding him, he's gonna shoot the ball 25, 30 times. Rondo, PG, Doncic, Tatum, Drummond, Brunson, Green, Claxton. I mean, you got some stuff I like there, Derek, but then some stuff I'm not. Like, I don't really like Drummond. Until we see Drummond play more than 20 minutes, I just can't roster Drummond right now. Brunson, I'm not that high on, unless, like, maybe Kleber, if he gets ruled out, they might just kind of divvy those minutes around, so maybe Brunson would pick up a few more minutes then. I like the first four, Rondo, PG, Doncic, Tatum, but the rest, like Drummond, Brunson, Green, Claxton, there's other values I prefer over those guys, I think, that we've mentioned earlier. I think Cameron Johnson's the biggest sleeper of the night. I'm only doing the 2-game slate. I mean, I think Cam Johnson benefited from Jay Crowder getting in foul trouble. Like, if Jay Crowder doesn't get in foul trouble, I don't think Cam Johnson plays as much as he did. If you're playing the 2-game slate, then yeah, I could see going there. But on the 2-game slate, like, I'd rather play Nick Batum over Cam Johnson. 5,200 for a shooting guard. Let's see. I'd probably go with KCP there, Patrick. Like, there's not a ton I like in that range. I'd probably take KCP. How do you feel about this lineup? Rondo, KCP, Crowder, Tatum, Williams, CP3, Kimba, PG. Oh, so you're saying Rondo, KCP, Crowder, Tatum, Williams, and then CP3, Kimba, PG between the three. I'd probably take PG there. So, yeah, that looks pretty solid, Brandon. Looks pretty solid. I never get Chris Middleton right ever. He has had 20 straight games of 40 fantasy points, and I play him 25. I totally feel you there, man. I totally feel you there, Matt. I feel the same way. Like, there could be a guy that is, consistent, just, 20 or whatever, 10, 20 straight games are just consistent. I finally buy in, I finally play him, and then they suck. I totally feel you. Especially, like, for baseball. Like, there could be a player that hits a home run, like, 5 days in a row, and then I finally play him, and then they go 0 for 4. Is Jabari Parker viable at flat min 3K? Yeah, he actually got some run last game. I didn't think he'd actually be a part of the playoff rotation, but he did play last game. He played 22 minutes, which was pretty surprising. Like, I have no idea if he plays 22 minutes again, but if you tell me we do get like 20, 22 minutes from Jabari Parker, I would actually like him for value. I have no confidence that happens. I mean, he's kind of been in and out of the rotation like all season. But he played last game, so I assume he's going to play again. Rondo or Williams? Definitely give me Robert Williams. I mean, I like both those guys, but I prefer Robert Williams. I think Robert Williams, talking about guys under 5K, like Robert Williams is my favorite play under 5K. He's way too cheap. If he gets anywhere near the same amount of minutes he played last game, he's very likely to pay off that price point. Cameron Payne or Rondo? Give me Rondo. Thoughts on Davis' comeback game? I mean, I think if you're playing tournaments and you want a low-owned stud, like, you could definitely play Anthony Davis. I think of all the studs on this slate, like, Anthony Davis is going to be one of the lower-owned ones. And I'm pretty sure he came out and said, like, after last game that he sucked. Like, he said, I need to play better. So, I don't know if you really think, factor that in or anything. But, yeah, if you want to play a low-owned stud, Anthony Davis is going to be low-owned. Now, me personally, if I'm playing one lineup tonight, I doubt I play Anthony Davis. But I could see getting there, if you're playing multiple lineups. Thoughts on Rondo and Chris Paul in the same lineup? I mean, I don't see any reason why you can't do that. Those guys aren't on the same team. So I don't see any reason why not. You can definitely play those guys together. What about Dorian Finney-Smith? Yeah, I never like playing Dorian Finney-Smith. I rarely play him. Like, he's been a guy that I've rarely rostered this year. But on a short slate like this, we don't have much value. We know he's going to get the minutes. He played a good amount of minutes last game, I'm pretty sure, and he was actually pretty productive. He played 37 minutes, had 30 DK points. Dorian Finney-Smith, you never know what kind of production you're going to get from him, but we know the minutes are going to be there. And especially if Kleber sits, like, that would make me feel even better about him. I prefer Jay Crowder, I think, over DFS, but yeah, he's definitely a viable cheap option, I would say. Who's your top stud? I mean, if you consider Kawhi a stud, Kawhi's my favorite guy. I mean, Kawhi's just underpriced right now. Kawhi should be like 10K. Like, I don't know why he's 8,300. Best pay up and best value on the slate. I mean, yeah, like I said, best pay up for me is Kawhi. I really like him at the top. And then value-wise, probably Robert Williams if you consider him a value. Cheap guard other than Rondo. First guy that comes to mind would be KCP. Yeah, probably KCP. Like, there's not much value at guard, but if you're not going to Rondo, I think KCP would be my next cheap guy to look to. If Cleaver doesn't play, who's taking his minutes? Would Powell be a good pickup? We'll have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup. I think that'll be important. They could go small, or not really go small, but they could play Porzingis at the 5 and then just, start like Josh Richardson, or they could start Brunson or something, or they could start Dwight Powell. I don't really know what they're going to do, but we'll have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup if Kleber sits. Whoever starts in place of him, I think, would be a pretty good option, would get a boost. Tatum or Durant? Give me Tatum between the two, but it is close there for sure. But I think I prefer Tatum. What's your best value at shooting guard for Yahoo tonight? I only have $15 budget. It's probably KCP, Robert. Definitely KCP I'd go with there. Thoughts on this lineup? Kimba, KCP, Kawhi, Tatum, Ayton, Rondo, Crowder, Robert Williams. That looks pretty good, Patrick. That looks pretty good. That's very similar to my lineup right now. So I like that. Off topic, but from yesterday's live, Butler was a bust again. Third time's a charm. Yeah, I mean, how many times yesterday did I say that, like, Jimmy Butler was my favorite player on the slate? And sure enough, he just goes out there and completely shits the bed. I'm interested to see what his price is going to be whenever the next, I don't know when the Heat play again. I think they play tomorrow. If Jimmy Butler's like the same price, I mean, I'm going to play him again. I don't care. If he's like 8K again, whenever they play again, whatever, tomorrow, I'm going to play Jimmy Butler again. I don't care that he busted. But if they price him up, then, maybe it'll be a different story. Jabari Parker in the captain and jamming all the stars. Talking about Showdown, I mean, I don't play Showdown that much, but I don't think I'd be doing that. Normally, I think, you usually want to have like a stud player in the captain spot most of the time. My volume broke. If anyone can answer, cheap guard of the... I said KCP, Nick, if you can't hear me, but yeah, KCP. Morris, Bridges, Thompson, or Ibaka? I'd probably take Mikal Bridges there. What do you think of this lineup? Walker, Fournier, Leonard, Tatum, Green, Rondo, Crowder, Williams. That looks pretty solid, Ted. That was solid for now. Paul Smart, Leonard, Jeff Green, Robert Williams, Rondo, KD, Ayton, okay. I think that's pretty solid, Daniel. Jeff Green, I think, is a decent value play. I like Jeff Green the last slate. He did okay. He played 27 minutes, had like 15 DK points. He's one of the value plays, like under 4K. Like, there's not much value down there, but Jeff Green's one of those guys below 4K that I'm at least confident gets like 25-ish minutes. So that makes him a viable cheap option, especially if you want to gem in multiple studs. You're going to have to play guys like Jeff Green, like Nicholas Batum, some of these lower upside value plays. Who's the cash pay up? I mean, I think if you're playing cash, you probably want to build around Kawhi, I would think. But that's just me. Smart, Ayton, or Drummond? Give me Ayton there for sure. Thoughts on Jalen Brunson? I don't have much interest in Brunson unless they start him. Like, we'll have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup if Kleber sits. Like, if Kleber's out, I don't know what they're going to do with the starting lineup. They could start Brunson alongside Luka and then go THJ, DFS, and Porzingis, or they could start Josh Richardson. They could start Dwight Powell. There's a lot of options, but for now, I'm not really that interested in Brunson. Kimba, Booker, Leonard, Tatum, Ayton, Beverly, Jeff Green, Kleber. I mean, Pat Bev, God, I don't want to play Pat Bev. Like, he's just such a low upside guy. You never know how many minutes he's going to play. But the rest, I think, looks pretty solid, Bill. If you can get Rondo in there over Pat Bev, I would try and do that. Stack George and Leonard. I mean, I don't think I'd be going out of my way to do that, Scott. But I think you can. I think both PG and Kawhi are underpriced right now. I never play on Yahoo. Is an app like FanDuel, so I can try to download it. Yeah, if you go to your app store, just look up Yahoo Fantasy. You should find it. They do have an app. Yahoo's a little bit, I don't know, they're a little bit, it's tougher to, you have to get used to their app, I would say, or used to their system. They have a weird system. They definitely need to fix, like, their process. But yeah, they do have an app on the App Store if you want to look it up. Tatum or Davis, if you had to choose one of the two, give me Jason Tatum. Who do you feel has a better game, Booker or CP3? I feel better about Devin Booker. I think he plays more minutes, and we know Devin Booker is 100%, whereas Chris Paul is maybe a little bit banged up. So I feel better about Booker, definitely. How do you like this lineup? Smart, Booker, Kawhi, KD, Robert Williams, Beverly, Crowder, Ayton. Again, like Beverly, God, like I don't have much confidence in Beverly. He probably plays like 18, 20 minutes. But I could see playing him if he fits into your build. But maybe you could downgrade Smart to someone else and then upgrade from Beverly. I don't know. But that's okay, Ryan. That's solid. You just got to hope that Beverly gets you like 18 fantasy points in 20 minutes if he does play, 20 minutes. Why didn't Zubac or Ibaka get minutes? Yeah, I watched most of that game. They played a lot of Nicholas Batum at the 5, and I think they're going to do that again. So, like, I'd be surprised if Zubac or Ibaka's in the closing lineup. It seems like they're content playing, one of those guys at the 5, whether it's like Marcus Morris or Batum. My man Mark Bray, Jesus Christ, Mark, $50 super chat. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Says Noah, thanks so much for the great content. Last week I popped 3 nights in a row, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you didn't live stream. Yesterday I was driving and just listened, so here you go. Let's do it again tonight. Mark, my man, you've donated way too much to the channel. You need to quit, but thank you for the $50 super chat, brother. I really appreciate your support, man. Thank you. You got to stop with the donations, man. You've given me too much money. I want you to keep your money, please. If you win, please keep your money. Do not give it to me. But thank you, my man. Thank you. I feel like Payne is a decent value. He should get 20-plus minutes, and CP3 injury helps. I mean, yeah, but I would assume that if CP3 is not on the injury report, if he's playing, like, I expect CP3 to play his full minutes. Obviously, he could get re-injured. Something could happen, but I expect CP3 to play his, normal minutes. If you want to take a shot on Payne, you can, but me personally, I'm not playing Cameron Payne. I mean, last game, if CP3 doesn't get hurt, Cameron Payne probably plays like 15 minutes, if that. I know he got ejected, but he got ejected like really late in the game, if I remember correctly. Harden, Luka, LeBron, or Tatum? Give me Luka there between the 4. Are 3 Clippers too much? I mean, it depends on what Clippers you're playing, King Carter. Like, I could see playing PG, Kawhi, Rondo in the same lineup. I'm fine with that. Best play under 4K and 5K? Under 5K, my favorite guy's probably Robert Williams. Under 4K, it's probably either Nicholas Batum or Maxi Kleber if he plays. So one of those two guys. Probably would give the edge to Batum, but it's definitely close. Who's the best Maverick tonight? Not Luka or Porzingis? I mean, if Maxi Kleber plays, again, he played 36 minutes last game, so if Maxi Kleber's in, I do like him as a value. So it would probably be him if he's playing. If he's out, then we'd have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup. But I think if Kleber's out, you'll see more minutes just kind of divvied around to Josh Richardson, Jalen Brunson. DFS will probably play a few more minutes. Maybe Dwight Powell gets a little bit of run. But yeah, I would say Kleber, my favorite Maverick, not those two guys. When you factor in salary, obviously. Is Luka a must for you tonight? I don't think he's a must. There's plenty of other studs that I like. I really like Kawhi. I like Tatum. Guys in the mid-range like Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Kemba, I have some interest in. So, no, I don't think Luka's a must. Right now, my main lineup on DK and Yahoo does not have Luka. How much is Batum? He's 3.8K on DK. Crowder or Batum? I would say go with Crowder there if you have the salary, but it's definitely close. Look, Crowder burned me last slate. I was pretty high on him as a value. He got in foul trouble. If he wouldn't have gotten in foul trouble, he would have probably played like 33, 34 minutes. So I like going back to Crowder. We know Crowder's going to get at least like 30 minutes. It's hard to find guys, cheap that are going to consistently play 30-plus minutes. And Crowder's one of those guys I'm pretty confident gets 30-plus minutes, as long as he's not in foul trouble again, obviously. Will both PG and Leonard have a ceiling game or just one? I mean, I think they can both have a ceiling game. They're going to dominate the usage on this team. They're both going to play probably 40 minutes. Like, you could get 50 Draftkings points from both Kawhi and PG, which is very good for their salary. So I think you can play them together. Now, me personally, right now, I don't have both. I just have Kawhi, but I wouldn't mind playing both together. Schroeder or Rondo? I mean, if you have the salary, I would play Schroeder. But for the savings, I think I'd take Rondo. Favorite point guard on Yahoo? It's tough. You have Luka at the top, and then you have like Kemba and CP3 in the mid-range, and then you have Rondo for value. I think probably Kimba's my favorite, but it really just depends on your roster construction. Like, if you have the salary for Luka, you could definitely play Luka. But I think probably Kimba is my favorite point guard. On Yahoo, that is. You probably won't find out about Kleber until after lock. Yeah, that's very true. I would say that if you do play Kleber, make sure to play him in the utility spot if you can. So that way, if Kleber gets ruled out, you could late swap to... I mean, what kind of options would you have? Like, you could late swap to, let's see. I mean, I guess you could late swap to Nick Claxton. He only played 11 minutes last game, but he'd at least be viable. Because Kleber's 3,400, so you're basically going to have to play somebody 3,400 or less. What's Dwight Powell's price? Dwight Powell's 3,600, damn. I would say you could play him. But yeah, I guess leave yourself some salary on the table if you play Kleber, so that way you can late swap to whoever you want, if he does get ruled out. I'd expect Kleber to play, though. Noah, trust me, I'm keeping plenty of money, just like to pay it back when I receive. The last week I'm up thousands. Thanks. Hey, that's awesome to hear, Mark. That's awesome to hear, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you do what you want, but I would appreciate if you guys would just, keep your money. But, I know you guys are very generous. You've donated so much to the channel. And Mark, you definitely are a guy that donates a ton. So appreciate you, Mark, as always. What is your starting lineup for Lakers game? I'd assume both teams start the same lineup they did last game. So look at the starting lineups from last game. That's probably going to be their starting lineups today, I'd expect. I don't think you're going to see any changes. Crowder is the guy where if he isn't hot, he doesn't shoot the rest of the game. Hopefully we get a good shooting game from him. Crowder can at least rebound. He can get defensive stats. Like, yes, you do want Crowder. Like, Crowder is going to knock down a couple threes. You're going to need him to knock down a couple threes to really get you like a 25, 30-point game. But he can knock down like 3 or 4 threes, get you 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. Like, I never feel good playing Jay Crowder, but I think on these short playoff slates where we don't have much value, he is someone that I'm going to be playing, especially while he remains cheap. What 2 Celtics would you play? JT... or Tatum and Kimba, or Tatum Smart? Definitely Tatum and Kimba for me. Josh Richardson or Bruce Brown? Between those two, I'd probably rather play Josh Richardson if I had to choose. I can pivot from Smart to Rondo and fit in Joe Harris at guard. I mean, yeah, you could do that, Ryan. I don't really like Joe Harris. Like, I never played Joe Harris. But I can't remember what you had earlier. I mean, yeah, you can make that pivot, honestly, if you want. But God, I never like playing Joe Harris. Who was in foul trouble for Boston that Jabari Parker got 21 minutes? I don't think anybody was in foul trouble. IMAX. I think he just played 21 minutes. I don't know if that happens again, but we'll see. But a quick question for the one game Nets versus Celtics slot: which is better to stay under cap? Kimba plus Jabari Parker plus Grant Williams, or Jeff Green, Jabari Parker, Robert Williams? So basically, Kimba and Grant Williams, or Jabari Parker. Or Kimba, Grant Williams, or Jeff Green, Robert Williams. I'd probably go with Kimba and Grant Williams there if I had to choose. Yeah, Kimba was in foul trouble, but I don't know if that really, you would think that Peyton Pritchard was the guy that benefited, with Kimba in foul trouble. I should look at the rotations, honestly, or look at the play-by-play, see whoever subbed in for Kimba. Like, I wouldn't think Jabari Parker would be the guy that, got increased minutes because Kimba was in foul trouble, but maybe he did. While Peyton Pritchard only played 6 minutes last game. That's great. Okay, I did not know that. So let's see. When did he pick up his second foul? I have no idea. Let's see. So Jabari Parker subbed in for Evan Fournier with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Really off the bench, Robert Williams played 22 minutes, Jabari Parker played 21, Aaron Naismith played 16, Grant Williams played 1 minute, Tremont Waiters played 1 minute, and Peyton Pritchard played 6 minutes. So they basically ran an 8-man rotation, Boston did. I mean, yeah, if Jabari Parker's going to get 20, 22 minutes again, he's viable at 3K, I think. I just have no idea if he plays 20 minutes again. Thoughts on LeBron tonight? I mean, I like LeBron, but there's just other studs I prefer. I'd probably rather get to Luka over LeBron. I prefer Tatum for cheaper. I prefer Kevin Durant for cheaper. I prefer Kawhi for cheaper. So if I'm playing one lineup tonight, I doubt LeBron makes my one lineup. But yeah, he's obviously viable on a short slate like this. Do you see Luka having another big game like last game, or does PG and Kawhi cool him off? I mean, I'd still be willing to bet Luka has another pretty good game. If Dallas keeps this game close and if they are able to hang in this series, it's going to be because Luka's putting up massive games. Like they're not going to be able to hang unless Luka's, putting up big games. I guess Tim Hardaway could have one of those games where he goes off, but yeah, it's going to be Luka that carries this Mavs team. So at the end of the night, if you look at the game and it's 110 to 110, I'd be willing to bet that Luka's having a pretty good game. How does this sound as of now? Kemba, Smart, Kawhi, Kleber, Williams, LeBron, Crowder, Ayton. I think that looks pretty solid for now. Do you like Jeff Green? I mean, I would say no, but if you're trying to play multiple studs and you need value, I think Jeff Green becomes playable. I mean, Jeff Green's one of the guys under 4K that I feel pretty good gets at least like 25, 30 minutes. Whereas most guys under 4K are not playing anywhere near 30 minutes. But Jeff Green's been consistently getting 25, 26 minutes for this Brooklyn team. Crowder's guarding LeBron foul trouble. I mean, sure, but that's not going to happen every game. Like, Crowder's not going to get in foul trouble every game. Do you think the Lakers give Gasol minutes? I mean, he didn't play last game, I don't think. So, you never know. Like, I have no idea what the Lakers are going to do. I mean, really, they should be just playing Anthony Davis at the 5. That's been their most efficient lineup this season, is when Anthony Davis plays the 5. So, I don't know if Gasol even gets in the rotation. Who's your favorite shooting guard under 5K? It's probably KCP. He's the first guy that comes to mind. On the one-game slates, is it wiser to do 3 from a team, 2 from the other, or can you make 4 from a team and 1 from the other? Again, Robert, I don't really play Showdown that much. I think you kind of want to look at it I don't know, who do you expect to win the game? So whoever you expect to win the game, maybe you play more from that team. I really don't know. I'm definitely not a Showdown. I'm not good at Showdown, I'll be honest. And I do want to try and get better at Showdown. I'm definitely going to be playing Showdown, during the finals and stuff, but it's never been something I've been that good at, to be honest. I watched the Celtics game. It was just like they ran Parker at small forward with Tatum, Kemba. Yeah, the fact that he was one of the guys off the bench that actually got meaningful minutes makes me think that he does get, 20 minutes again. I'm surprised that Peyton Pritchard was so good off the bench during the regular season, and he just barely played last game. Even with Kemba getting in foul trouble, Peyton Pritchard played 6 minutes. Appreciate all the fantasy info. Good luck, bro. Let's get the likes up. Hey, appreciate you, King Carter. And yeah, guys, hit the like button if you haven't yet. We're going to end the stream here shortly. I'm going to answer these last questions. Do you have Anthony Davis in your lineup? Right now, I do not. He's not in my Draftkings lineup. He's not in my Yahoo lineup. I don't think I'm going to play Anthony Davis. If I'm playing one lineup tonight, which I am, I don't think I'm playing AD. There's just too many other guys I prefer that we've already talked about. Thoughts on Montrezl Harrell for different value? I mean, yeah, Harrell played 14 minutes last game. Again, I think the Lakers are going to play a lot of Anthony Davis at the 5, which, obviously that means Harrell's not getting much time. That means, Drummond's not playing much. So I probably wouldn't be going to Harrell, but, I mean, we know Harrell can be productive when he's out there. Could he play 15 minutes and give you 20 DraftKings points? He absolutely could. But there's other values I prefer, I think. You like D-Book? Yeah, I definitely like Booker. Now, I would rather play Kawhi just straight up, but I think Devin Booker is a good option for sure. I mean, he almost played the entire game last game, so if we're getting 45 minutes from Devin Booker, which I don't think we will, but if he plays 40 minutes, I mean, Devin Booker is going to most likely give you a good score in 40 minutes. Is PG viable to roster? Absolutely, absolutely. Porzingis or Luka? Definitely Luka. Let's win tonight, guys, and good luck to you, Noah. Hey, good luck to you as well, Patrick. Good luck to you as well, my man. Appreciate your honesty on the Showdown question. You're the best. Sure thing, Robert. Sure thing. I'll be honest with you, man. Just never been good at Showdown. I haven't played much, Showdown at all since it's been introduced, and anytime I have played Showdown, I've never been able to have success. Who is a spin-up that isn't chalk? Probably Anthony Davis. If I had to guess, I think Anthony Davis is going to be the lowest owned spin-up, so if you want to play him for the low ownership, go ahead. But I personally don't think I'm going to go there. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. As always, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Best of luck on this 3-game slate. We should be back again with another live stream tomorrow. I think we do have another 3-gamer tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Best of luck tonight, guys. Appreciate you watching. Good luck, fellas. Good luck.